There we go.
Weird Realities Network presents Blondes, Books, and Campfire Tales, where we pull up a log, roast a marshmallow, and settle in as these two blondes talk spooky tales, urban legends, and classic horror icons. Exciting guests, perky blondes, and sinister tales makes this podcast as good as a double stack s'more. So let's join Bethany and Krystal as they gather around the campfire in Blondes, Books, and Campfire Tales.
Hello!
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Blondes, Books, and Campfire Tales. I think I'm kind of just a second delayed because I'm noticing it a little on my screen. I don't know if you guys see it, but we want to welcome, just a smidge, we want to welcome Drake and McTrowell with us today. We're super excited to have you guys with us, but I'm going to let you guys kind of introduce yourselves because you guys have a lot that you do, and I don't think I can give you enough justice on everything that you guys cover.
Sure.
Thank you for that intro. So this is Drake.
And this is McTrowell. And together we're Drake and McTrowell.
Don't try this at home, kids. We're professionals. So we started this, no joke, on a bet from a friend after a particularly dull meeting where they didn't let us have any tech. And so I retaliated by writing the first chapter of the first book of Drake and McTrowell. So the first thing we did was to write steampunk adventure stories together. And that very first day, Drake said, we could tip up a website. Oh, in real life, we're both computer scientists. So he said, we could tip up a website and publish these stories. And we'll take turns writing stories, writing chapters in the story. And this friend of ours is like, oh, no, you're going to do a dozen of those and you're going to give it up. And I'm like, dude, it is so on. So a year later, 52 weeks later, we'd written 50 chapters and he's like, okay, you win. And he bought us a nice bottle of wine.
Aw.
So that's how we got started.
So you said a number of things. Let's see if I can showcase a lot of the things that we've done. First, we were doing this online, story, doing it very much in the same style that's used in Victorian times. So things like Three Musketeers, Pinocchio, etc. were done in a serialized fashion where they were put out in either newspapers or magazines. And so we were following that, but ping-ponging it back and forth and kind of sticking each other with plot points to have to resolve. And the reader is in on that. We let them know that we're sticking each other with that and forcing the other person to write our way out of some jam. I keep thinking of the old Batmans where they, in the middle of the week, it's like, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? And you had to wait till Friday to find out. So,
You're showing your age.
Yeah, I'm showing my age. So we wrote this online book and people said, we love this, but we want to give a copy to our kids or to our parents, so we started looking into the publishing side of it and ended up, I'll show and tell here. We ended up writing this hardcover of London Where It All Began. And it tells the story of how our heroes meet. And here, I'm going to pass that over. But from that, we then decided, like insane people, that we were going to do a serialized radio version of it by reading each chapter and turning it into half-hour segments. And we ended up with 9 half-hour segments.
Oh,
that
wow.
was played on what at the time was called Krypton Radio, but is now sci-fi.com.
No, sci-fi.radio.
Sci-fi.radio.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we won a Starburner Award at Comic-Con.
Yep. Now, so this was it's not an audiobook. It's like an old-time radio show where there's sound effects and we commissioned theme music, and it was a tremendous amount of work, but that was huge fun. But I want to say something else about what Drake mentioned, the sort of, bouncing back and forth, writing the chapters, which we came to call the hot potato school of writing. And the other thing we experienced early in our steampunk adventure, which is now 15 years down the road, which very closely coincides with our being married for 25 years. And we would go to these conventions, and some author whose book we'd read. Why don't you just hand me something off the stack? Here, that'll do it. Cool. So you'd go to this convention. There'd be some author you really, really love their book, right? And they'd sit up there. They'd slouch at the table, and they'd be like, well, this is my latest book, and, I took my inspiration from the following thing, and now I'm going to read to you from the book.
Oh, gosh.
He jerked up right.
You're getting too quiet.
Oh, sorry, nearly toppling. And you're sitting there, and you're like, well, I can't leave the room because I'm wearing this really distinctive costume. That's going to be embarrassing. But, oh my God, this book was so much more interesting when I read it to myself. And so we decided, this was the first step on our road to our... I think one of the things we're best known for, #EverHilarious, which is that we do these interactive literary panels and things at at conventions. So our signature one is Hot Potato School of Writing. It's an improvisational audience participation writing game show. And of course, there are a lot of improvisational writing kind of games or exercises. This one uses completely improbable plot points, and it always just goes right off the hook. And so this is, and we like to joke, this is meant to give you the experience like in Drake McTrowell, where one of us is like, so hey, I left my character hanging off the edge of an airship. See if you can save his life so that this series doesn't come to an end. So it's supposed to give you that experience, the writing thing, not the plummeting to your death thing. No. Right. So that kind of became our...
That was our game show.
Yeah.
But when we wanted to read to other people, nobody ever forgets this experience. What we do
Wait, this was totally his idea. And I'm like, this is way off the hook. Okay.
We should have brought props on this.
So go downstairs and get them.
I made a joke.
You're telling me now 15 minutes after this was a joke?
I was just like joking. I'm like, the problem is that the audience is just sitting there listening to one person read. And sometimes they fade in and out. And unlike a book, if you don't pay attention, I guess like reading, if you don't pay attention, you're lost. So I said, what if we can make the audience pay attention? And so Sparky stands up and reads one of our stories while the rest of us play characters with sock puppets.
Not joking.
And they have to mouth the words and act out what the story is doing. And so the only drawback is that Sparky never gets to watch the antics that are going on behind her, where half the audience is now standing up and doing things, and people become so good at sock puppets instantly. It's like they were professionals all along.
But I'm like this, right? And I can hear people laughing in front of me and behind me. But the real corker was this one. There's one chapter in it's in the Bavarian Airship Regatta.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in the Bavarian Airship Regatta.
Yes.
It's called the chapter is called Look Down.
You're right.
And in this particular chapter, there's this rope hanging off the airship that Drake and McTrowell are, about to. It's on the cargo airship. So
okay, there's two airships. One has a line going down, and scary robots are trying to climb up the rope.
Okay,
gotcha.
So one of the props for this, in addition to the not terribly scary looking yellow sock puppets with little dingleballs on them, I'm not joking. We're downstairs. But there's a spool of twine, right, to represent the rope, right? So I'm reading, right, and the things are the scary things. The E-Packs are climbing up the rope, and all of a sudden I realize that the person who's playing one of the people on the airship that's being attacked is running around me with this spool of twine, and I'm like,
getting tied up.
They're literally tying me up as I'm reading.
Oh gosh!
I was like, okay, be cool. just
be cool.
But the bottom line is, when we read, nobody's bored. It just completely changes everything, and we try to keep our excerpts very, short and punchy, and but it's a lot of fun when everybody gets up from the audience and participates, and just make it a lot more fun. And I know sock puppets are, in some sense a little childish, but it's enough so that people feel involved. So
yeah.
So
if I'm ever at one of your readings, I volunteer to be a sock puppet
okay.
right now.
Krystal volunteers to be
Tribute.
sock puppet. Sock puppet tribute. Okay, so that reminds me of one of our kind of ghost stories, because that's our theme tonight. I guess that's your theme every night, but it's our theme tonight. So we do the sock puppet thing as part of something we call Theater of the Historically Improbable. And so it consists of readings with sock puppets and skits. And the skits are super, super corny. But just like everything else, they require audience participation. Right? So we get audience members up, we hand them a script, we hand them some props. But one of the ones that we did was called The Case of the Ghostwriter's Ghost. So we actually did our own ghost story skit. So Krystal, when you see us at the next convention, you should totally volunteer to be, you could be the ghost.
Or the ghost writer.
Or the ghost writer.
Oh, you're going to ghost without a sock.
Wow.
We need music now. Ghost writers in the sky.
Ooh. So,
Did you want to talk about Duel at Dusk?
well, before we jump into that, let me ask the general question of Bethany, Krystal, and Rikki. We've been saying the word steampunk a lot. Does your audience need that explained, or is that like common knowledge?
Go ahead. It would
Go
probably
ahead
be
and explain
really
for
good
some.
content.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to do the academic one, and then Drake's going to make it fun. Because that's how this plays. Okay, so steampunk is neo-Victorian science fiction. And so the idea is that you are imagining that you are living in the Victorian era and writing steampunk, writing science fiction from the perspective of the technology you know. So Wells, H.G. Wells, and Jules Verne are generally considered to be the fathers of steampunk, but they were themselves not steampunks because they were actually Victorians. By the way, shameless plug, I probably shouldn't do this. We're watching Nautilus now.
Completely steampunk.
Oh, completely steampunk. Makes my little heart
It's
sing.
on Paramount.
It's on AMC Plus. Anyway, sorry for the shameless plug, but we are really loving it, and we think Disney was.
Repeat it again. It's Nautilus,
Nautilus.
which is the telling of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea,
Yeah,
with a much shorter title.
yeah, but it's beautiful, and
it actually is pretty much following the books, which the Disney version didn't.
yeah. So anyway, so that's sort of the seed of steampunk, and then in the 70s, 3 writers were doing these kind of gonzo, kind of neo-Victorian things. So Powers, Jeter, and Blaylock, and Nova Magazine was a thing at the time, and one of them might have been Jeter, but don't give me any steampunk demerits if I got that wrong. Wrote a letter to the editor trying to explain what they were doing, but cyberpunk was a thing in those days, and so he sort of tongue in cheek called it steampunk, and it stuck as a name. And so that was the 70s, and then things kind of dropped off. And about 20 years ago, it came back. But when it came back not just as literature, right? So we're part of the literary tradition of steampunk. That's how we started. But it also came back as an aesthetic, a fandom, a genre. And so there's
there's music. Go ahead.
There's music. There's art. There's making. There's oh my god, the costuming. Oh my god, the costuming. All of that. So it's become just a fandom in general. Okay, so that's my boring academic answer. What's your fun answer?
It's Frankenstein meets Flintstone.
Almost had a spit take.
Almost.
So both of Frankenstein has all of the mad scientists, science as either a good thing or a bad thing. We're still figuring that out. Gears, strange medicine, all of that. But Flintstone, all kidding aside, was a classic example of they're showing modern day things using prehistoric tools. And so that's what we call retrofuturism, which is the fancy
academic now.
Oh, now, yeah, now. So, I did my funny thing. I'm going back. So
there's one thing I want to say about steampunk is one of the things that happens pretty regularly is that we wink at the future.
Yeah.
Right. It's like we.
Yeah, you want to represent a cell phone, but if you were Victorian, the cell phone would be as big as a backpack, and you'd have to have a gas motor, and you'd have to have some kind of ability with a huge antenna. And you'd have to scream over the sounds of the gas because to make it louder, you have to turn up the engine. Or it's coal-fired. What the heck? Make a boiler out of it. So
because you want to be carrying that around on your back.
Now,
there's a good
that's the wink and nod that Sparky's talking about. And you can extend that to anything, but there has been some incredible interpretations of steampunk for things like computer keyboards and help me out here.
Actually,
we don't have to.
No, I'm thinking of the guy who did the keyboards.
Necromancer, no.
Datamancer, who tragically passed away.
Yeah.
But and the other thing you see a lot of is mashups with other fandoms, right? So you've probably seen some of these, right? And we like to say, I can steampunk that. Oh, there's also like, there are actually a few steampunk hip hop artists. They call it chap hop. And they do, there's the Gentleman Rhymer, there's Professor Elemental. I think Poplock Holmes doesn't record anymore, but he's more
Poplock Holmes.
Yeah, he used to be really
here in San Diego.
Yeah,
locally based.
Yeah, did some really funny things, including a song about when a bunch. Oh, there was a period where a bunch of the steampunks in San Diego were going around. What are you looking for here?
Our hardcover book.
Here, I got it. But we're going around riding all the carousels in town.
Let's see if I can.
Oh, that's Professor Elemental.
That's okay. It's a little small, but okay. I did my best.
So they were, we were shooting a video at the League of Steam that weekend, but a bunch of them, those guys are interesting too. They were just going around and, oh, nice. Yes, absolutely.
Yep, a TARDIS done steampunk. No, Dalek. What am I saying? Yep.
Hoovy and demerits. Anyway, but they've been, on weekends going and riding the various carousels around San Diego. And they went to ride one in a mall, and they sent the mall police to run them out of the mall because they were dressed weirdly.
Oh my goodness.
All the police. It was just like,
yeah.
What just happened? Yeah, that was pretty nuts.
So I got chased out of places every time I dressed weirdly. I would have been chased out of a lot of places.
Yeah.
I dress weirdly regularly, so if I dress
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm pretty normal on the show, but.
So, do you have other questions? Are we?
Well, actually,
oh, sorry, Bethany.
No, I wanted to do a quick thing real quick. If you could hold up your book that you have, because the artwork on that, every picture you showed, it is so beautiful. Your artwork on there.
It's amazing.
We worked with multiple artists. So that's why the illustration style changes. That's Tess Fowler. We met her at Comic-Con many years ago. Actually, she's one of the artists for book 2, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah. And but the guy who did the cover is Brian Kessinger, who's very well known in the steampunk community. There's another Tess Fowler.
Yeah,
But,
it's just so pretty.
So Brian has his own series called Walking Your Octopus. But it's like this Victoria is this teenage Victorian girl, and she has this land octopus, and they adventure together. It's beautiful. But he's also a Disney artist.
Okay.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Got to show off one of these. This is
Martina.
This is an Italian artist that we met over the web and said, would you be willing to do some pictures? Now, she was a student at the time, and she hands down did 3 beautiful pictures, bang, 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 like it was a homework assignment. Just gave them to us. Absolutely nothing needed to be changed. Matter of fact, I only made one minor change. That's another interesting story. But another artist dropped out on us. And I said,
well-known artist.
Would you be willing to do 3 more? And of course, bang, 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 just like a homework assignment. When we got all 6 of them, put them in the book. So it's formed some amazing relationships. Artists.
That's awesome. Anytime you can do independent more than professional, it's even better.
Yeah. Now, good news for her, bad news for us. She finished school, and now she's very much in demand, and we can't get her anymore.
If this was a stock market, that would be perfect timing. We got her walking.
Right?
Yeah.
So I know that you two were talking about how you got involved in writing, which I absolutely love that it started as a bet. So much of my life has started off as a bet or somebody telling me I wouldn't do something. I'm like, oh.
I am all over. I'm sorry. I'm all over that.
Yeah. I'm like, oh,
You can't
sure.
do that.
But how did you two get interested in steampunk in general?
Okay. Yeah. So I will just say that for me, Girl Genius was my gateway drug. And it's super, super famous.
Explain what that is.
Yeah, it's a steampunk gaslight. So you can buy the printed ones, but it started. I think they still do it as a web comic. But I had been involved, sort of peripherally in fandom for many years. I think I've recently just realized that I was probably one of the very first people to cosplay Princess Leia when the movie was still in the theaters. I have no pictures. I've managed to track down the boyfriend who started it. And I'm like, dude, do you have pictures? He's like, they're in a box someplace. I'm like, seriously?
Okay,
anyways,
she's jumping around a little, so let me put some footnotes in there.
I'm sorry. I love that you were one of the first Princess Leia cosplayers, though. That's amazing.
Yeah, and this was in the days when there was like no professional thing. Yeah, and so
How did you do the hair around your ears?
You buy like hair attachments that were meant to make like a little bun on top of your head, and you get a. Oh no, I didn't have a whole week. I would spray my hair brown. So there's that spray. Anyway,
I used the spray hair before. It's great for Halloween. Yeah,
and then just bobby pin those things to my head like there was no tomorrow. I still have the scars.
Okay, so the footnote I wanted to say was Girl Genius is a web comic, also a print comic, done by the Folios. Phil Folio is the artist, and Kaya does a lot of the writing. And they go to San Diego Comic-Con religiously, and actually the Folios usually are the ones who host the
Phil MCs the masquerade ball.
Yes.
Also, by the way, I just have to say, this is one of my favorite stories about being a steampunk.
Okay, you're jumping in the middle of your own footnote. And footnote. When
this book first came out, we were at a convention called Clockwork Alchemy, and it was just out. And towards the end of the day, Kaya Folio ran up to the booth, waved money at me, and said, "Shut up and take my money. I want to copy your book." And I'm like, "Oh my God, somebody take a picture right now."
Nice.
So we spent the next 5 minutes squeeing. It's like, oh, we did.
Yeah.
Okay, did that answer the question about how we got started writing? No.
No, I think I need
No,
more.
just how you got interested in steampunk in general. You did answer the question about how you started writing.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I feel like you guys are very much on our same like brain wavelength.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, totally. You fit right on.
There's medication for this, and we don't take it.
now, wait, is this not medication?
Just put that down.
What? No.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
keep drinking.
Cheers.
Wrong kind of medication. Or the best kind.
The kind you don't tell your doctor about.
No.
Or the kids.
So we just started writing. No, we hadn't even started writing it yet. That's right. So this
That's what starting means. Okay, so go back to the start.
Go to the start. Okay, so we were working for an employer on the East Coast, and one of the guys we worked with, his name's Mike. Mike said, "Hey, I have to do some work at Livermore, but I was looking, and there's this steampunk convention in the Bay Area."
Yeah.
And I thought I'd go. Do you guys want to come up from San Diego and do that with me? And we're like, sure. What the heck?
What's steampunk? And
Well, no, I was reading Girl Genius at the time. So.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, we're like, sure, let's do that. Wait, you? That's interesting.
Go ahead.
You should grab your iPad.
What are you doing?
Because
Sparky, keep talking.
okay, because the home screen on your iPad is the first picture ever of Drake and McTrowell.
Keep talking.
Okay, so we're like, okay, we'll do that. So we show up, we pay the pittance to get in, and we're walking around looking at things, trying to figure stuff out. And so I think there was something like a program. It was like, a single sheet of printed paper or something. And we walked into some room in this hotel, and we're like, oh, no, we must be in the wrong place, because all of these people are all dressed up in costumes. They must be practicing for something. And we're like, okay, we must be in the wrong place. So we went to some other room and we walked in, and all the people are dressed up, and we're like, oh, wait.
So we've got like jeans on. We thought we were going to a convention. Just kind of walk in, you plop yourself down, and things happen.
I think you had like a vest to go with a shirt, and I had like a tweed skirt and like a high neck blouse. But I mean, just really stuff out of our closets. And
That's not what happened. We bought everything there. Everything. I bought the pants. I bought the leather jacket. I bought the bowler. I bought the whistle.
So okay, so the two coats here that became canonical for Drake and McTrowell, we bought at that convention. I bought the aviators cap. He bought the bowler. I bought the goggles, and there is on his iPad, there's a picture, the first picture ever taken of Drake and McTrowell at Nova Albion.
So that's how we got started. And there's this feeling of, oh, I've just spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on this outfit. We better do something with it. And that was one of the pushes to maybe start writing a story.
Aw.
Okay. Nice.
Awesome.
How did you two meet?
Oh. Okay. You want me to start?
Was it because she was dressed as Princess Leia?
Okay. That would be a better story than the truth.
I like that. We're going to use that.
Okay. Did I mention we're both computer scientists?
Yes.
Okay. So way back in the day. So this is like
Turn back hands of time. Click, 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 click.
Okay. This must be 34 years ago. Okay. The white
A lot
hair
of
is real.
turning of hands.
Okay. So
Just spit it out.
okay.
IEEE.
Okay,
meeting.
so there's this organization called the IEEE. It's the world's largest organization of engineers. It's the Institute for Electrical and Electronics Engineers. They also have a huge computer society. And I was the vice chair of the San Diego chapter of the IEEE Computer Society. And my primary duty as that was to find speakers to come, talk at evening meetings.
At various companies.
Yeah, but wherever somebody would give us the space to hold it, I would try and get interesting presenters. And I had the great honor a few years before that to work with a guy named Dave Jefferson, who amazing did some of the seminal work in my field of computing, which is distributed and parallel simulation. And he was working at the time on something called genetic algorithms. So it was one of the
Artificial life.
artificial life genetic algorithms. It was sort of one of the side alleys on early AI. So I'm like, hey, Dave, he was at UCLA, and I'm like, do you want to come down and talk to the Computer Society in San Diego? I was like, sure, that sounds like fun. So so I was working at this company, and I had a colleague there who I thought would be interested. So I went, his name was Cedric, and I went to him and I'm like, hey, Cedric, I'm hosting this meeting. Dave Jefferson's coming all the way down from LA. I think you'll find this interesting. You should come. And he's like, oh, that's a great idea. That sounds really interesting. Over to you.
Okay, so it was within a week of me being hired for this company. Cedric was one of the people I was working with. He turned to me and he goes, would you like to join me? It's right after work, you know, before dinner. And so he and I went to this talk. And during the entire thing, I'm watching Dave talk, but I'm watching this blonde in the corner. And when it ended,
and he's thinking, oh, she's hot.
I stood up and like, should I go talk to her? And she was just running around, being busy, doing all this stuff, and left. And I actually followed her outside and watched her leave, and like, I have no idea how to get a hold of her again.
Right. This is
pre cell phones,
pre-internet, or early days of internet, right?
So they had hired me to be the program manager of this group. And so I was in the middle of hiring people. And so we put out a call for people to interview. And 2 days later, she walks in and says, hey, I'm looking for a job. And I'm like, you were running this IEEE thing. You're like super important. What are you doing here looking for a job? She goes, people run out of jobs. So so it just so happened she actually was working for the same company I was, and we met.
He just didn't know because, you know, this was some professional meeting.
Okay, now the funny part of it is she joined the group. We all decided that we were going to exercise. This is back when we were young, and like
our joints work better.
Half the people we're gonna go running, and we're gonna play volleyball, and we're gonna do all this stuff. And the group that committed to this whittled down incredibly, like within just like 3 weeks, bang, it was just the two of us going for runs, playing volleyball, doing all sorts of stuff together.
Getting super buff.
And why don't you take it from there? Because
that's it. Get super buff, really, fall in love.
Yeah. So
that's as they say is history.
Don't ask how. No. I was
how?
Ask how I asked you to marry.
Oh yeah, that was super romantic.
No. Okay.
I forgive you.
We're gonna make up stories so it sounds better than it actually is.
Krystal's story was way better than ours.
Yeah. So, sorry, that was a very long-winded answer on how we met. And
no, that was perfect.
That's awesome.
So I know you guys did the hot potato interactive thing.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when I was looking up stuff, we have David Simpson.
Summers?
Coming on. David Summers is coming on, and he commented.
Professor Summers.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be on our one of our September episodes, and he commented about your hot potato interactive thing. So I was like, oh, cool.
He has he has done it so many times, and he's so good at it. So whenever we're at a convention, he's going to be there like, can we do hot potato? Will you do that? And one time, I guess about 2 or 3 years ago, he joked, he's like, I feel like I've been to the hot potato school of writing so many times and I've never graduated. So we made him a diploma a couple of years ago. So now whenever we do hot potato, he's Professor Summers.
Oh, that's perfect.
Also, by the way,
I think he's the September 23rd episode, so he'll be on that one.
So, by the way, do you know that he's a astronomer engineer at Kitt Peak, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Super cool. So one time we were doing Wild Wild West Con, and
which is a convention that's
wait,
steampunk
that's
and
what
blah,
that you
blah,
that okay, where we
Yep,
met Bethany.
got it.
Okay, anyway, but this was many years ago, pre-pandemic, in the before times. He's like, hey, I'm going straight from here to Kit Peak because I have my shift to do. Do you want to come up and get the VIP tour? And I'm like, do I want the VIP tour of Kit Peak? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
So he gave us, like, we got to go the inside thing, like,
yeah.
walk up
back
to the
where
telescopes.
nobody gets to go.
Right. And at one point we were
Maybe we shouldn't say that out loud.
Can you edit that part out?
No.
Okay. But
Well,
at one point we were in with the telescope, and on the other side of the glass where the observing room is, there was a tour going through, and he goes, oh, that's the regular tour. Wave like you're an important astronomer. And we're like,
yeah.
whatever.
There are all
No.
these fellow astronomers over here, and you're like, hi.
Anyway, so yeah, he's amazing at Hot Potato School of Writing, and a really, really lovely human being.
Quick shameless plug. This is a book that David was the editor on, and it's called Kepler's Cowboys. And this is an anthology by a bunch of people who were writing about the types. It's a future thing. It's true science fiction. It's writing about the types of people who would actually get in spaceships and fly to the planets, the exoplanets that are being discovered by the Kepler Space Telescope. And so back then there was only like a handful, like 12 different planets that they said, yes, those are actual planets. And so the only reason I'm holding this is because I submitted a story. It's just me.
Just him doing straight up science fiction.
But it got accepted, and I was all excited. It's like, woohoo! I'm now in this anthology that you had to meet certain criteria to be able to publish it. So yeah, David Lee Summers, great guy.
What is true science fiction? I haven't heard that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant that it is strictly science fiction. It's not steampunk. It's not.
Oh, gotcha.
There's no fantasy about it.
It's like Asimov, Burroughs, and
okay. I was like, I'm confused.
It's not that fake, science fiction.
Yeah. So in addition to all of this, you guys also have your dueling that you do as well, right?
Do we have the cards?
Well, yeah.
Oh,
Do you have them down there? So what we did is about 9 years ago, I started a one-day event convention where the big thing that I wanted to do was to take my two loves and put them together, which was steampunk and fencing. And I'm a nationally ranked fencer. I've been competing for 51 years now. And so what I did was I called it Duel at Dusk. And so the idea was that the audience would all be dressed up in their steampunk stuff, and they'd actually get to watch a Victorian sport, which is actual fencing, Olympic levels, Olympic style fencing. And so we did that, and we have sort of progressed it since those days, and we made the competitions more and more steampunk as we got along. So we have actually dropped watching fencing, which ended up, it's a little hard to watch the first time, so a lot of people sort of didn't quite catch on. A lot of the actions are very fast, and it's sort of like watching High Alive for the first time. So what we have now, and we're doing this again in November, is this is the front and back of our postcards for this, but I'll read these. We have a picnic basket duel,
which nobody else does, by the way. It's like a costume contest for your picnic basket.
So we call it the Picnic Basket Battle Royale, and the idea is that you bring your picnic basket and you lay out your charcuterie plate, you lay out and you do it, and you can get prizes for most yummy looking and, best presented and most steampunky. I forgot all the things that.
Yeah, one of our team members, Heather Holman, decides what the prizes are going to be for.
We're doing 4 things. So picnic basket. The second one is called Splendid Teapot Racing. It went very steampunk. What you do is you take a radio-controlled car and you change the body from being a car to a teapot. And now it doesn't have to be like with water in it. It just has to look like a teapot. Sometimes it has like a little driver sticking out of it. And you race it around an obstacle course and you get credit for how well you are controlled and for how quickly you did it. And we give prizes and it's a lot of fun.
So I want to say one thing about Splendid Teapot Racing, and that is, I apologize, I've forgotten who invented it, but somebody invented it for a friend of theirs who was disabled and couldn't do a lot of the other sort of interactive things. And so that person could sit there and operate a radio-controlled car and participate. And so that's the genesis for Splendid Teapot Racing. So I do want to say this because I know with certain people it's very unpopular these days, which is why I'm going to say it. Steampunk is very inclusive.
Yeah.
And I like that we're unpopular in that way.
So, well, or super popular.
Being inclusive makes me unpopular. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, right.
We have a very diverse and equal set of participants.
Yes, yes.
We're all quirky in our own special way.
Matter of fact, one of the greatest things to steampunk are like wheelchairs and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. The scooters.
Scooters.
Oh my God.
Not right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I've actually seen people who were jealous of people with artificial legs that did them all steampunk to make them look like old time robots and stuff like that. Okay, so the last 2
cool
things
with that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm okay with real legs, but if I had a fake leg, yeah, I would bling it out. Why wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Exactly. Everything's an opportunity to steampunk. You have to mean, I can steampunk that.
I like it.
So the last 2 things are Nerf gun dueling, which almost speaks for itself, except we really steampunk the heck out of the guns. We paint them colors other than orange, and we shoot at targets. We have a special and safe way to shoot at each other, and it's grand fun. But the last one is tea dueling. And if you've never heard of tea dueling, it's really interesting stuff. So you have I think I forgot to bring the posters up.
Okay.
So
I can tell the story while you go get the posters.
No, I'm not leaving. So,
I'm afraid of what I'm going to say while he's gone.
I don't trust you. So imagine you've got a Pepperidge Farm Chessmen cookie. Okay, they're very consistent, and you've got 2 opponents. And what you do is you dunk that cookie into your tea for a certain amount of time. 5 seconds is what I tend to do. And then you pull it out. Now it's okay. So here's you dunk it in, you pull it out. Now the goal is to eat it before it falls apart into your hand and the table.
Gotcha.
So usually that's somewhere between 30 seconds and a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes if you're really good. And some people are very steady and they can actually move to keep the thing from falling apart. But if it falls on your hand, the floor, your clothes.
Or the greatest shame of all, back into your teacup.
So it's the last person to eat the entire cookie. So you get it into your mouth. So in the last few years,
no, I don't want to.
In the last few years, I've learned to be the master of arms, whatever you want to call it, the master of ceremonies.
Master. Yeah.
And actually, we do the countdown and make sure that people don't cheat and make sure that people don't put too many fingers, or there's lots of little rules. But it's a lot of fun. The thing that we really like about it is you can have people that are extremely young and people that are extremely old. You can have a lot of fun with it, and so we do a direct elimination and reward. So those are the 4 different duels that we do, and it's on November 9th. Tickets are on sale now. Actually, at the end of the month, the price goes up. So if people are interested, we'd love to have you. It's held here in San Diego, and ironically, or not ironically, at the fencing school that I attend. So they give me the floor on Sunday and say, have at it. Go have fun.
Well, and for those interested, we do have that link posted for your tickets on the promo link that we did for this. So if anyone has any questions or they want to check it out or they're going to be in the area, then definitely get those early tickets in right there.
So, sorry. Go ahead, Bethany.
Oh, no, go right ahead.
So I was going to say there is one other thing about Drake and McTrowell these days. And this started a few years ago. So I got to making preserves. And then I found out that in California, you can get what's called a cottage food operation license that allows you to sell a limited set of things. Preserves is one of them. And so we started, so you can see our regular logo behind us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, but we also have this. This is Auntie Catherine's kitchen.
It's actually different. It's a peach.
Yes. It is a tiny little offshoot of Drake and McTrowell. And I go to a local farmer's market, which is where I was earlier this evening. And I sell preserves and vinegars and mustards and some cookies and spice sugars. But here's the surprise story I wanted to tell you. Normally I would still be there. I'd be wrapping up about now. But I was wrapping up earlier, and a couple came by who bought things from me before. I waved at them. They came over to chat. They said, we're still, working on that jar of preserves. I'm like, cool. I'm hoping you're enjoying it. I'm just getting packed up because my husband and I are going to be on this podcast. And they said, oh, what podcast is that? And I said, Blonde's Books and Campfire Tales. And the woman goes, wait, is that the two women who have the ghost stories? I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding? And she's like,
known. What?
yes, that's where I'm going. And she's like, oh, well, I will have to go watch you in that episode. So,
oh my gosh.
I know. I was like, what is the chance of that?
Not a lot. That's cool.
Not a lot. I mean, we love our audience very much, but we're not a very widely known. I feel like maybe we are. I don't know.
Maybe apparently we reached San Diego.
Have your viewers suddenly gone up in the last week?
Yeah.
Start checking the net now.
Exactly. That's awesome, though. That's so cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say one of the things I wanted to ask you, because you guys sent me a bunch of cool stuff, and I know this is a workshop that you guys are going to have, but I just wanted to get your opinions on it. But it's the Victorian self-defense employing a cane or an umbrella.
Oh,
yeah.
And so I just wanted your opinions on what would you use, a cane or an umbrella?
I should have brought the
simple answer is a cane.
The cane.
The umbrellas are usually, unless they're made to be a weapon, are usually a lot more flimsy. Now, the beauty of both of those is that you can walk around with either and people don't question why you have it. Where if you had a shillelagh or you had a hatchet or you had something else that looked like a weapon, people would sort of question, oh.
You must think that there's nothing but props in this house.
No, I love it.
I love it.
So, and yes, I have taught a self-defense class in cane defense, but the Victorians actually carried a cane, not only to be able to lean on it, but to feel that they had something in their hands to be able to defend themselves. Mm-hmm. Now, the thing that you always see is cane versus cane defense, where you're doing all that. If somebody came at me with a cane, I'd just run. I mean, that's insane. I mean, I'm a fencer. The idea of getting hit upside the head if you make a mistake, I couldn't convince me to do that. I mean, but
so I've been to him a couple of times. He's taught this. This is definitely all him. I do a thing on Victorian curses. That's a load of fun. But yeah. And
As
that's as in casting a curse as opposed to swearing.
Oh, I figured that was where my mind went, was to casting curses.
Well,
I'm
I
like,
mean,
yeah,
I
but the
wanna-
swearing
I
sounds
wanna-
fun. So
Teach people to swear. I'm like, no,
you're
it's
a
way better.
good person.
we used to do that in Shakespeare. Well, I was in a bunch of different Shakespeare classes through performance and such. But yeah, we would do, our own creative cursing.
Oh, fantastic! Good.
Yeah. So, but I learned this: sweep the leg.
Yeah.
Yep.
See,
Oh,
I was
yeah,
paying-
definitely
I
sweep
just
the
want
leg.
you to know I was paying attention in class, dear.
Or you watch
here's-
Karate
I
Kid.
think this is Victorian. What do you think about a hat pin as self-defense?
It's
Oh,
fantastic.
Yeah.
The other one is, of course, metal fans.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that has
Oh.
sort of an Oriental flavor to it. Orient. Guess that's the wrong thing. Asian.
Yeah.
Asian.
Okay.
Flavor to
If
it.
it were
You know,
in
like the
Victorian
bowler
era,
hat
you would
from
say,
James
oh,
Bond.
oh yeah. Thank you, Blofeld. No. No, not Blofeld. Odd Job. That was it.
Yes.
See, I always wanted to get the cane that had the sword in it. That's what I
Ooh.
wanted.
So, technically illegal in the state of California.
Well, we're
but
in Arizona, so all weapons
Okay,
are
well, I
legal.
don't know.
go for it.
It's your mileage may
You're
vary.
like, we don't have laws in Arizona.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally the Wild West out here. Highly
Somewhat.
encouraged.
I don't know. I would probably check on that before you go and buy a can
Yeah.
of sword inside it. Just to be on the safe side. Just because open carry and concealed carry is a thing doesn't mean sword carry is.
What is up with that?
In California, if memory serves, you can walk around with a sword on your belt if everybody can see it. It's the fact that it's hidden
Mhm.
Yeah.
is problematic.
And we knew somebody whom I won't name. I
Oh
promise.
no! Let's not get into
No,
negative stuff.
but who did, as a matter of course, older, slightly disabled, used a sword cane, and people who
Well,
knew him
not
knew.
used it, but had one.
We had one, but
They are around. They're- so ghost stories.
we're supposed to tell ghost stories. Okay,
Ghost stories.
so ghost stories. So we have a friend who is a paranormal illusionist, and his name is Aidan Sinclair. And we actually met him the first time. There used to be a steampunk convention on the Queen Mary, which was such an amazing place for it, because not only is it beautiful, but of course it's haunted.
The ship.
The ship.
Yeah.
So, and we actually, somewhere we have the poster. We hosted his first
You're jumping around.
Okay,
So
Queen Mary on the Queen Mary when we met him.
Oh yeah.
We actually hosted his first performance on the Queen Mary. So it was,
cool.
yeah, it was like it was in a stateroom. It wasn't there, in one of the venues on the ship. He went on to do a lot of shows on the ship and had a quasi-permanent show on the ship for many, many years. Guy does amazing work.
but he also had a gig at
The Stanley Hotel.
the Stanley Hotel that some
Oh.
people associate with The Shining.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
but it's supposed to be super, super haunted, right?
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
Yeah. So we went several years ago. So this is also pre-pandemic, to see his show on New Year's Eve,
Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
and it was
Like 2018, 2019, something like that.
yeah,
Something like that.
definitely pre-pandemic. So we went to do that. He does an amazing show. If you ever get to see one of his shows, you should definitely take the opportunity. But the hotel is old, and so I'm trying to tell myself this isn't the least.
Oh, we're staying there. We
we're
actually have a
staying
room.
at the hotel.
It's
fun.
New Year's Eve, middle of winter, cold as blazes,
Yeah.
windy, and so things
Perfect
are
shining
whistling,
atmosphere.
trees
Yeah,
are
very.
moving. It is incredibly cold outside at night.
In fact, the first day we tried to walk around town, and it was
Oh.
like we couldn't keep our hats on, and it was
Wow.
literally you see in movies where people are leaning into the wind like this. So then that night we're in our room, and it's like, oh, it's hot as blazes in our room. I mean, it's just like suffocatingly hot.
We turned all the heat off.
Okay. And we're like, okay, forget it. We're just going to open the window, right? It's below freezing outside and the wind is blowing. We open the window and the room does not cool off.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And I'm like, okay, so remember, we're both scientists, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm totally not falling for this. And I look at Drake and I'm like, so this is weird, right? He says, yeah. I'm like, this place totally isn't haunted, right? And then the lights flickered. I'm like, okay, now you're messing with me.
They're just saying that you were so hot, you kept the room hot no matter the temperature outside.
So just to give you a feeling of this building, as the wind blew, it came in through the little cracks in the windows and the doors, and it changed the pressure in the air so much that the toilet would go down and gurgle.
Oh,
That's not creepy.
And so you're sitting there, it's like no one's in the bathroom, and all of a sudden you're, and it's just like, what the heck was that? And you can actually watch it when the wind blew, and of course the windows are rattling. And
Yeah.
but on the actual party night,
Wait, has the statute of limitations expired?
let's pretend that it has.
Sure.
So it's Sparky and me and our good friends, Lance and Deborah, and we go to the party. And
also important, we are totally decked out. The guys are in tuxedos and top hats, and Deborah and I are in like evening gowns and all the bling. Okay, so totally like that. I mean, think like 1920s, dinner party.
Yeah. Okay. Love it.
So we get to midnight, we toast that, everybody gets kissed, and then we go out into the hallway and we pull out our stolen,
borrowed
pillowcases and pull them down over us, and we'll walk over. What?
Tablecloths.
Oh, they were tablecloths. Oh.
If you're trying to be a ghost, a tablecloth does make more sense.
Yeah. We have tablecloths over the four of us, and we're walking around
in the
going,
hotel.
ooh. So this is a ghost story because we were the ghosts.
You were the ghost.
Awesome.
All of these drunken people would stop and go.
Now, the guys had it better because I don't know, was I wearing a tiara? I don't know what order, but the guys took off their top hats, put the tablecloths on, and then put the top hats back on.
I like it.
Cousin it.
Yeah.
So we're walking around like that for half an hour, goofing around, just having fun with the fact that we were in the Stanley Hotel. And we come across this room where there's two people watching The Shining.
Oh gosh.
That's a great idea.
That's where you were going to do it, right?
And their door is open, and they're kind of like inviting people in. And it's the new year, and we walk in, and they say, "Do you want to stay for a while? We have wine." And we're like, "Oh, okay. Where'd you get the wine?" And they said, "You see that vent in the wall? We unscrewed it."
Why?
And behind the vent was this bottle of wine.
That's haunted wine. Don't drink it.
What made them think to look there for wine, though?
Yeah, who goes into a hotel room? Let me unscrew this vent.
So
I think we passed on the wine.
So they
That was a good
opened
call.
it and they were having some. And so the next day, we're like, did that really happen? I mean, we're there having this conversation while blood's running across the carpet. And so we had bought a few bottles of wine and et cetera, and we ended up with an extra bottle of wine. So we took the vent off in our room and put the bottle of wine in there.
It was their room. And we've forgotten the room number, but somewhere behind one of these plates in the Stanley Hotel.
Oh, you know what? We're broadcasting this now. Everybody's going to be.
Oh,
Yeah, now if I ever stay in the Stanley, I am definitely unscrewing my vent and looking for wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hoping it's
Yeah.
the wine that you
And
left and not hot
It's fine to
wine.
drink if you find it.
But, so I normally carry a Swiss Army knife with me. This goes back to a summer in the Soviet Union, in the last millennium. But so I had a Swiss Army knife with a screwdriver on it. So we just
Oh, you mean a quick trip.
no, a screwdriver.
Yeah,
Oh,
screwdriver
okay.
for the vents.
Yeah.
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 Krystal, I bet you're a lot of fun to travel with.
Oh, I'm great to travel with. I will go and do I will do
Also,
We've had
she
many trips together. She is good.
also volunteered. This is going to be our running gag. Krystal volunteered a sock puppet tribute.
Oh yeah,
I
that's right.
did.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I'm definitely the person that is up for anything. I travel and I make friends, and I will. That's what I do. So if you say, "Hey, let's go do this crazy thing," I say, "Okay, let's do it."
What time?
Okay, I have a question. We have a thing we're going to do next year that's haunted. Yeah. So, what part of Arizona do you live in?
Well, Krystal's
They're in Tucson. I actually live in Washington State.
Oh, okay, but you guys are both in Tucson, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know if you know this, but next year is the 100th anniversary of the Mother Road, Route 66.
The Route 66.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of hard to read. See how much shiny it is?
Oh, yeah, it's shiny.
So you tip it.
Oh Route 66 has all kinds of haunted locations on it.
Yeah. So also.
So somebody recommended this book that gives all the gives the haunted locations
Okay, I'm
within
looking to see.
Route 66, and we're thinking next year, which is the 100th
That's
anniversary
right, it's the
of
centennial.
the Route 66,
Okay.
is to actually go and visit all the haunted locations. I don't know if we're going to go all the way to Chicago, but certainly follow as much of that as we can.
So
That sounds like a great road trip.
well, and it's going to be I won't say which one, but it's going to be a major milestone birthday for me next summer. And I was born in San Bernardino,
Which is one of the places on Route 66.
right?
Right
So y'all would have to go as far north as Flagstaff. But when I was a kid, so my family's mostly from Southern California, but my dad designed nuclear weapons. And we lived in Los Alamos. And so, as my husband would say, that explains a lot. The 2001 thing also. But so in the summer, sometimes we would drive from Los Alamos to San Bernardino or San Clemente, depending on which grandparents we were visiting. And so looking at, the, what's now I-40, but, a whole bunch of things on I-40 were Route 66, and some of them were still Route 66 when I was a kid. So I'm like, oh yeah, we have to do that. And then, we have to go to New Mexico. So we're going to go, haunt Route 66.
Yeah.
I love it. You should come back on after that, and we can talk
Yeah.
about your haunted
Mhm.
road trip.
That'd be great. Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
really
You want to
fun.
meet us in Flagstaff? I thought you were going to meet us in Flagstaff.
Yeah. No, let
I
us
mean,
know.
maybe we could.
I mean,
Make a party out.
let us know what date and time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely.
Maybe we'll meet at the Zombie Burger or Serial Grillers or something.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
I'm just haunted. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm like,
gonna
I
try
can
to
make a
tell
trip
us-
for that. I could totally do that.
Yeah, okay. I'd like to tell a story, but I'm going to ask my wife not to interrupt it. This is kind of a ghost story.
Okay.
Here,
It
she
goes
can
like
focus
this.
on this while that's happening here. too.
Yeah, we can all bring the sheets and haunt whatever hotel.
Ooh, that is a great steampunk duck.
Where did you get that?
Fantastic.
It's got a ring.
It's actually an artificer from Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
I have 4 such ducks, and they're the different classes. But yeah, so it was an online thing.
It's fabulous.
So I'll try to keep this relatively short. Sparky takes me up to Los Alamos for the first time to show off where she grew up. Not where she was born, but where she grew up.
Mhm.
And we're in the museum, walking around, scientific stuff all over the place. I'm happy. We go around the corner, don't say anything. We go around the corner, and I go, "What's that? Is that what I think it is?" And she goes, yeah, that's the shell for a little boy. And, or what is it? Fat. Okay, so it's both of them. They're both sitting there. Now, these were shells that they made that don't have anything in them, but I've seen pictures of these things and it's just kind of scary.
Mhm.
And then she says, without breaking a beat, when I was a kid, they used to let us sit on it.
That's not strange, right?
My jaw is on the floor. I'm like, you know what this thing is? I mean, what the heck? So I guess the museum thought it was okay to have kids sit on the shells of atomic bombs.
That's, what's going to be happier than that? Hey, look at me. I'm sitting on an atom bomb.
What could go wrong?
Water.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't the least bit strange growing up there.
It explains a lot.
Yes, thank you.
Well, we're coming up on our time here, but I want to say you guys have been one of the most entertaining guests that we've had on. So thank you so much.
Hilarious. Thank you.
Yeah. We'll definitely have to check into that road trip and have you guys back on after that so we can kind of talk about it.
We'll get in touch and be like, this is where we're going to be when, if you want to,
That'd be awesome.
You guys got my email and
come for ghosts with us.
we're always down for that. Do you have anything that you want to push or promote? I know you guys have some stuff coming up.
Let's see.
Okay. Well, we've got Duel at Dusk.
9th of November.
Yep. So
I don't know what that is.
That's it. Cool. So this is book 1, but Drake has all the art for book 2. So that's the Bavarian Airship Regatta, and
that's my late summer job, is to get the second novel out, the hard copy or hardcover
with all the illustrations. If you're into just the words, you can find all of these guys on Amazon. So our first 2 novels in one book. So this is London Where It All Began and the Bavarian Airship Regatta. Book number 2, which is the third novel. Sorry, it makes the counting confusing. Her Majesty's Eyes and Ears. That's kind of our spy thriller, and our ocean-going one, the Hawaiian Triple Cross. And I'm working on Kindle versions of all of those.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
So that's. And if you're in San Diego, look us up. We can always share.
Because there are always shenanigans here at the intergalactic headquarters of Drake and McTrowell.
Which apparently we have people who know us in San Diego, so that's awesome.
Right?
There we go.
Yep. If anyone is in Tucson this weekend, I'm going to be at Tucson Comic Con. So if you're going to come by and visit.
Wait a minute.
You can go to that.
I could go.
You're going to be there?
Okay.
No, but
sorry. Let her get through her talk.
She can be.
No. If you want to come down, yeah.
She can use some help right now.
I do, yeah. Actually,
you help man the station for her.
It's if everyone else who watches the show and is familiar with my parents, Dan and Kathy, they're both going to be there as well to help out because your girl cannot walk right now, so I'll be in my wheelchair.
Oh no!
Rolling through.
Oh no!
She thought she could lift a person, and she was wrong.
Yeah,
She did lift them.
I did lift them. I'm just feeling the ramifications of that. So if anyone wants to go to Tucson Comic Con and come visit, we're going to be there promoting my stuff as well as the show and the podcast and everything. So
I have, maybe it's not a proper question to ask on air. Never mind.
Okay, well, that's for you to decide. We might still answer.
I don't know if you're going to have this stuff left over from the Wild West Con on sale too.
Yes, yeah. So Krystal stuff that she has and she has created, we're going to have that on sale as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, this is going to be really awkward if you're like, no, I'm not selling your stuff.
No, of course we're going to sell.
Yeah. So that's if you want coaster. I'm trying to remember coasters, earrings,
necklaces,
and hold on,
sockets.
and
pop sockets.
Yes.
Dice. Oh, I thought you were doing dice at one point.
There are some random. Those are my failed. Well, not failed dice. They're my mismatched dice.
Okay, I'm not the only one who does the squirrel chasing thing, right?
No. But yeah, so it's all it's all stuff that I made. So coasters, earrings, pop sockets, and mismatched dice, because dice are extremely hard to make, and it takes me multiple attempts to get a full set.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie about that.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. We're really excited to have you guys back on. And we will see everyone in 2 weeks for another episode of Blondes, Books, and Campfire Tales. And I don't think we have a topic yet, but we'll figure it out.
Okay. Go along. Don't try to say anything, because we're professionals.
We'll
Thank
see you guys.
so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming on.